Welcome. After viewing this video, you'll know how to use Veritas Alta View scoping and attributes to enhance your Veritas net backup management. One other thing that we typically will talk about with an inventory is the fact that as we learn about hosts, whether those be backup clients or if we're doing additional collection from um, other facets, if you're using different versions of IT analytics, um, we will see those hosts come summarized for us, and we introduce the notion of an attribute. So think of an attribute as a tag. It's literally a database column that we associate with a name. Column has a name, then you provide the valid values for that column. So simplistically, in this environment, we have 32 known hosts. We have an application name, an attribute called application name. 25 of our hosts carry an application name, and it happens that the three application names are represented in this environment are Oracle, SAP, and Splunk. And so what we're going to demonstrate visually by changing our focus here is that when I click on a particular application name, we will actually see that ripple into these top views. Before we talk further, I want to talk about scoping. Really within backup reports in particular, there's 4 mechanisms to scope. One of which is as your group is set up, your domain, we will automatically group objects as they come in. And so all of these names that we see represented with like a screen icon or hosts that have been picked up through collection. We'll also automatically know as we interrogate each primary server, we know its clients and we know its policies. So if I wanted to see the clients that are associated with DL380G9, there they are, et cetera, et cetera. So if I wanted to change my scope, for example, to limit myself to just the hosts, the clients that are first identified by that primary server, I can simply do that by either dragging and dropping, or I guess I'm a double clicker because that's how I brought it into scope. So to just kind of reinforce that, I go in, don't change anything except my backup server and regenerate. So in this case, we've got lots and lots of records that have been returned. That's fantastic. What we'll go ahead and do as well is shorten this time frame up, just to limit the number of rows in the next query, but also continue our discussion about scoping. We talked in inventory about attributes. When attributes have been set, we can actually take advantage of those to, rather than go through and explicitly put in lists of primary or hosts, I can simply click on, for example, the application name of Oracle, and by default, simply by selecting that attribute, what's really going to be happening is all of these hosts are going to be included in the scope of our report based on that attribute value. So you can have any number of attributes, and as you can see, we suggest a number of those for starters, but you're welcome to add any to your own liking. And attributes are an incredible way to layer business intelligence on infrastructure objects that are collected through, in our case, NetBackup collection. So NetBackup knows the client names, it knows the primary server and the media server. It might or might not know, depending on whether you did, for example, policy tags or something in terms of your client naming convention. It might or might not have some ability to inference other business intelligence, but attributes are your, really effective way to bring in attributes and take advantage of layering that additional business intelligence and then being able to scope with precision around things like an application name of Oracle. So what does that do for us? Well, by setting our application name equals Oracle and regenerating, we're now changing our focus to say, not only are we going after particular, hosts, but we're precisely stating that we want those hosts to carry an attribute of application name Oracle. We see that in our scope summary.